Okay, book bosses, welcome back. So, this is part one of our 24-hour book boss book challenge. So, part one is all about choosing your topic and choosing a title and a subtitle for your book. So, let's get started. What I want you to do first of all is download a Chrome extension onto your computer, whether you've got a computer like mine, Windows computer, or whether you've got an Apple Mac, it works on both. All you need to do is Google Kip Scout. That's KIP, and a new word, Scout, and it will come up with the Chrome extension for your browser. And also you can say Kip Scout for Mac and you'll find it there. So what you want to do is download it. If you've got any problems downloading it, you may have an issue with your firewall and you may need to alter your firewall settings or phone up the company that your Wi-Fi provider is. I've had a few students have this issue, only a couple. The rest of the students were absolutely fine with downloading Kip Scout. And then what I want you to do is go into the settings of your Kip Scout. So inside your computer settings, it's when you open up your internet window, three little dots in the top right hand corner, and you'll be able to look at your app settings or your extension settings. And what you're going to do is toggle a little toggle button that says allow to operate in an incognito window. So what we're going to do is do some book and title research, not in our usual browser. We're actually going to use what I call an incognito window. You can use your browser, but what happens with that is it's already got a record of what you already have been searching for. That may be no bad thing for this exercise, to create your 24-hour book. But I teach everybody here inside the Book Boss Academy to do it properly. And what we do is we use an incognito window. So I'm going to share my screen just to show you what that will look like. You can see my little Kip Scout icon here on the top right hand corner. It looks like a little AI bot with a red face, and your extension settings are here in these three little buttons. I hope that you can see that. Three little dots at the top right hand corner next to your photo. Um, so you want to make sure that the extension is switched on, that it's working, and you want to click into those three little dots into your settings, find a little toggle button that says allow use in incognito window. How to open an incognito window on your PC is you go down to the Chrome icon and then you right click and you click new incognito window. Now I don't think you can see that because I was sharing my screen in Zoom. So I've just unshared, so I'm gonna reshare again and you can see what the incognito window actually looks like. So it looks just like this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to Amazon.com. Make sure you choose .com even if you're not in America, because most of our sales, even if you are in Switzerland or in France or you're in Australia, you're in the UK like me, most of your sales are going to come from Amazon.com. So I'm just going to go into that. TRBPTE, continue shopping. And what we want to do is we want to pick a topic that lights you up, that you are interested in. Now, you don't have to be an expert at this topic. You might be feeling like, how can I write a book about this? I'm interested in it, but I'm not an absolute expert. But what I want to say to you is, as long as you know more than a complete beginner, then that's a perfect place to be to write a book for a complete beginner. So, for example, I was really good at getting my babies to sleep through the night, and I helped a friend, and I've helped my cousins, and I've got a little technique that I used. and also when they were toddlers as well, to make sure they loved their sleep and they loved their bedroom and they looked forward to going to bed and they weren't fighting about it. And I'm no, sleep expert. I've not got any sleep qualifications, but I could absolutely pass that knowledge on to other mums and beginners who've just got babies who are struggling with bedtimes, so I want you to try and put to one side your fears that you're not good enough to write a book. Look how many books there are on Amazon. There's millions. And I'm sure, 70% of those people are just ordinary people like you and me. And then you may have, I don't know, 5 or 10% who may be doctors and gurus. But the thing is, if a doctor or a guru wrote a book about baby sleep, can you imagine the tone of that book and how in depth it would be and how nerdy it would be and all the references and referring to all the scientific papers of baby sleep and all the studies? That would be a totally different read and experience to me writing a book and writing a story as a mum who's been in the trenches, who's worked out a specific technique that has really helped me. It's a totally different book, isn't it? And a totally different experience, but still very valuable to the reader. Yeah. So don't be worried that you're not an expert. You absolutely do know something that you can pass on to a beginner, and you might actually be an expert in something anyway. So we're going to go to Amazon.com and I want you to, first of all, get a notepad and pen and write down 10 to 20 things that you are interested in. There can be anything. You can even search here in the bar and search for different topics. A good thing to do is if you go down to books, you can search the letter A, and it comes up with all sorts of different things that people are searching for: artificial intelligence, AI, abundance, agentic AI, whatever that is, Apple in China, atomic habits, ADHD, adult colouring book. So you want to choose a topic, ideally, that is coming up when you search. So if I go to B, goes to books, bestsellers, Berserk Deluxe Edition, Bible, Batman bestsellers, and then I could go to C, get some ideas in C. And all these things are things that people are actually searching for. So actually, you know that there's a demand. If I was to create a book all about calculus, I already know there's a demand here. And you can go to D, have a look through the Ds. These are the top search for phrases in D. E, ebooks, Excel, Elden Ring, no idea what that is. English for everyone, eat that frog. El Poder del Ahora, Empire of AI. And then F. So you can have a look for some ideas, if you're not sure, like that. You can also go A and then B, and it'll come up with some new things. A, B. So you can look there: abundance, absolute Batman, Abby Jimenez, absolute Superman, Abraham Lincoln. You could go AC, activity book for kids, accounting, activity book, Acts commentary, and then you can go AD, adult colouring book, ADHD, looks very popular, books on ADHD. AE, I'm not sure if that would come up with anything, but it has aerospace, aesthetics. So you can get some ideas actually doing that. And then you can go ABA and get some more ideas. AB, oh, you can go ABB. So you can get some ideas like that. Obviously, you can put the ideas of what you are actually interested in. Are you interested in plant-based cooking? Are you interested in, I don't know, Pilates? Are you interested in, I did a book on chair yoga. Are you interested in, I did a book on dog cooking, cooking for dogs, cooking for small dogs. Are you interested in weight loss? Are you interested in any hobbies like motorcycling or bike cycling? Are you interested in baby sleep, toddler sleep? Are you interested in ADHD? Do you have a coaching business? Are you interested in travel? Are you interested in living abroad? and getting visas and things like that, or um, living in a motorhome, how to live in a motorhome. It could be absolutely anything. Gardening, growing your own organic vegetables. Um, yeah, just the list is endless, and you can use Amazon as a tool to actually help you to brainstorm. Now, you want to do this exercise for no more than 1 hour, but if you find something and you can find that it's actually searched for, like I'm gonna put the phrase how to write. I've just put how to W, and can you see how to write a book is the third one down. So it's very highly searched for. So I could write a book. Ironically, I'm doing this little mini series here. I could write a book on how to write a book in 24 hours. Yeah, that would make sense for me to do. And because I can see that it's being searched for here, I can then click on that and think, right, I'm going to write a book on that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to use Kip Scout to see whether this is a profitable niche. So I'm going to now click on Kip Scout here. And what it's telling me here is that it is profitable. So that's a really good sign. I've chosen a profitable niche, which is how to write a book. But what I want you to know, very important, red flags, even if it says unprofitable here, it doesn't mean it's unprofitable in the sense of what I'm teaching you to do here in the Book Boss Academy. It just means maybe all the books have got a lot of reviews and your book might be slow to get started because you've not got a lot of reviews. It might be that you ask Kip Scout to only check for books that are making over $200 a month, and maybe some of the books are making $180 a month. So you need to actually look at your settings in Kip Scout here. Here's the settings. And just check what your settings are. I've got mine set to maximum number of reviews for a book to be included, 200 reviews, because we want to see books that haven't got many reviews, like 0 reviews, 5 reviews, 20 reviews, and they're making money organically. That's what we want to see. So we've got maximum number of reviews for a book to be counted as profitable is 200. The minimum revenue for a book to be included is $100 a month. That's per month. So if a book was making $99 or $98 a month, Kip Scout is going to show it as unprofitable, but it doesn't mean that it's unprofitable. It's just that we've got to give some criteria for Kip Scout to be able to tell us, is it profitable or not? We could potentially set that at 0. We could set this at 1,000. And then minimum number of profitable books in the top results for a search term to be considered profitable. I've got 3. Number of top results to include for a profitable search criteria, and I want to see 20. I could change that to, let's say, 30. Let's see what that will do. Will it do 30? I'm not sure if it will. Let's just see if it will do 30. Never tried this before. No, it's not doing. So it's a maximum of 20 in the settings there. And we can see here, the ones in green are the ones where it's got under 100 reviews, under 200 reviews, and it's making over $100 a month. So that's profitable. It's called Write the Damn Book Already. Tell your story, share your message, make your impact. Then we've got this one. It's making $1,200 a month. It's having 81 sales per month. It's got 137 reviews, so it's probably been on the market a bit longer than this one. And it's called How to Write a Bestseller, 9 Easy Steps to Write, Publish, Promote and Profit from Your Book. And then there should be another one. This one here, the Novel Writing Blueprint, a step-by-step novel planning workbook, 50 reviews making $1,000 a month. This one, 137 reviews making $1,200 a month. How to write a bestseller, 9 easy steps to write, publish, promote and profit your book. I've already read that one, haven't I? But you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different ones there that are making over $100 a month and that have got under 200 reviews. So we know that that's a good idea. So now I'm going to write my book on how to write a book. And let's look at the other one that I was looking at. Um, toddler, baby and toddler sleep. Sleep strategies. Baby and toddler sleepers. Let's have a look at that. Oh, no, we want books. What is it called? Sleep techniques? Sleep for babies. I want books. Baby sleep training. There we go. Here we go. So let's have a look at Kip Scout under the search term baby sleep training. So Kip Scout is telling me that this is unprofitable. However, we can see a book here that is making 17, nearly $18,000 a month. It's having over $1,000 a month, 1,000 sales a month, and it's only got 77 reviews. So that is a very profitable niche, a very profitable book just there. These ones have got a lot of book reviews. It looks like a very popular niche. So if there's lots and lots of books in a niche and there's lots of reviews, that says maybe we need to niche down a little bit more. So let's look down here. These ones with an S mean that they have got a sponsored listing. That means it's got an ad running to it. So don't really want to be looking at those. We want our book to be as profitable as possible without having to run ads. We might still run some ads just to boost it, but we want it to have that profitability and that guarantee of sales without having to boost it. Um, mm, mm, mm. Let's look for a low number of reviews. Baby and toddler sleep solutions, a practical guide to sleep training methods. This is making $94 a month. It's got 5 sales a month and it's got no reviews. So that's really good. That shows that is profitable. Yeah, even though it doesn't fit the criteria that we set here in the settings. So this is a classic example of a pretty good niche that it's saying is unprofitable, but actually when you look at the data here, it's actually quite profitable. Now this one isn't making any money. This one apparently isn't making any money, but I think that's a glitch because it's got 1,500 reviews. It's obviously made a lot of sales. And here it says it's making 272 sales a month. So it's obviously very profitable. So let's have a look. This one is making 14 sales a month, has got 35 reviews, so that is profitable too. There's just an issue here with it actually showing the revenue. So there's a little glitch here with Kip Scout, but it's obviously making sales every month. So this is actually a profitable niche once we look at it, but it may be wise to just niche it down a little bit. So this is baby sleep training. We might say, baby and toddler sleep training for very busy mums, for very busy mamas. Then we use the word that is not American or English. We can use mamas so that it relates to anyone in any country. So that is your research. You can research anything. You can research motorcycle repair. Motorcycle repair. You probably don't want to start with something like this as your first book because that looks really quite technical. Let's think of something else. Let's go bath bomb. Bath bomb book, bath bomb recipe book. Let's have a look at that. Bath bomb recipe book. How to make bath bombs. Let's go to Kip Scout just in case you absolutely adore bath bombs and it's showing up as profitable. That's a very good sign that it definitely is. Remember, if it shows up unprofitable, it doesn't necessarily mean it's unprofitable. So there we go. Bath bombs, body scrub, and more. Let's have a look here. Organic body care, $1,500 a month. So it doesn't look like you would make much revenue with a book about bath bombs. This one is making 16 sales a month, but it would be like this one, $149 a month. So it might not be the best book to create. If I was looking at how to write a book, let's have a look at how much profitability that's got. How to write a book. So would I make more money if I was to write the bath bomb book, or would I make more money if I was to write the book on how to write a book? And you can see here the revenue per month is much, much higher in the search term of how to write a book. So it would make more sense for me to invest my time and energy into creating this book as opposed to the bath bomb book. Now, if you are absolutely passionate about bath bombs and you feel as though your book is going to be way better than all the others there, then you could absolutely go for that. There are no rules here. So remember to spend no more than an hour on this research phase. Go with something that excites you, that lights you up, that you're going to be proud of, that you want to write a book about, that you feel as though you could talk about it for at least an hour. If you were to sit up, if you were to stand up and somebody said you got to do a presentation about something, this is it, okay. Um, you want to next, excuse me, I'm just struggling a minute. So you've searched for your topic and your niche. You've made sure it's something that you're interested in. You've made sure it has got some likelihood of profitability. Although this isn't really the biggest consideration with this first book. It's about just getting something out there. So try not to be a perfectionist about that process. You're going to get better and better at it the more that you go along. And what you want to do now is check for trademarks. So you've chosen your niche, you've chosen your topic. You want to just check that it's not trademarked. So if you're trying to write a book about Harry Potter or Disney or, I don't know, Minecraft, what else? McDonald's, Nike, you can't write books about that. So you want to go to the trademark office in your country and the USA and double check that there are no trademarks on the book that you are proposing to write. If you're doing like a how to help toddlers sleep, how to travel around the world on a budget, things like that. You obviously don't need to check for a trademark. But if you want to write a book on like Pokemon or something like that you think, is it a brand? Is it trademarked? Is it not? You better double check. So just go to Google, type in trademark office, and it will come up with type trademark office UK, trademark office USA, and it will come up with the website for you to check whether there's any trademarks. You want to check the trademarks under the book category. I understand that that is category 016, and it's the same in the UK and the same in the USA, but I'm not 100% sure what the category is for books in Canada, France, Switzerland, Australia. So double check the categories when you're checking for trademarks. The USA website is called, I wrote it down here. Or maybe I didn't write it down. I thought I did. I'm sure I did. Do, do, do. Oh, yeah, I did. It's called TM Search, trademark search, TM Search dot uspto dot gov. That's the USA trademark search. And remember, we're going to maybe making more sales in the biggest country, which is the USA. So definitely check that trademark office and then check your local one too in the country that you are living in. So we've decided on our book niche, we've decided on our topic, we've done a quick search. Is it likely to be profitable or not? I'm not sure about these two. Which one should I do? Oh, okay, there's more profitability in this one, so I'm going to go for this one. And actually, because this is your first book, you might go for this one and make an even better job of your second one. You know, you can be a bit strategic about this. So next you want to come up with a title. Right? How are you going to come up with a title? So this is what I do. I write down the titles and the subtitles of the top 5 books in my niche. I write down the top 3 books, top 3 performing books, and I also write down 2 that are making money that have got low book reviews and they're still making good money. So they're profitable even though they've got no reviews. Those are the books that I want to really have my eye on. And then I look, what is so good about these titles? What is so interesting? How can I come up with a title that fits in with these 5 here, but that is even better? So I want to keep those key words in my title, those key phrases. And what you can do is copy and paste those titles, put it into ChatGPT and say, these are my top 5 competitors. I want to create a book like this, but actually my book is for busy mamas. My book is actually for whatever, seniors, whoever it's for. Please can you come up with five highly profitable book title ideas for me for this book, and just ask ChatGPT to help you to come up with a title and with a subtitle as well. So that's how to come up with your book title. Make sure that the book title is really clear what the book is. So none of this Mel Robbins let them. That's not really clear. Nobody's ever going to be searching the words let them. You want to be creating a book and writing a book where it's really, really clear and obvious what that book is about. So it could be dog training for total beginners, dog training in 30 days for total beginners, dog training in 6 easy steps for total beginners, dog training in 6 easy steps for bulldogs. Let's get really specific here. Obviously, you'd have to check if that is profitable. If there's books about bulldogs getting sold left, right, and centre, probably little Frenchies is a popular and trending dog breed now, so that would go down well. So make sure your title is really clear and that it's got an outcome. How to do this, how to do that, how to curl your hair in 2 minutes. So make sure it's really clear what your title is. And then your subtitle needs to tell people why should they buy your book. So an example I wrote down here is how to get your baby to sleep through the night. That's the title. Yeah, very clear, isn't it? How to get your baby to sleep through the night in 7 days. Could say that. And then the subtitle could be like everything you need to know to get your baby to sleep through the night within 7 days as a busy working mama. So then they know I'm busy, I'm working, I'm really, even if they've not got a job, they'll think, oh, that's going to be good because it's for busy working mamas. That even if they're not a working mama, because it's more specific, it actually is going to help it to make sales. So be more specific with your subtitle and sort of give people a reason to buy it, like in 6 easy steps, in 7 days, in 30 days, in a week, in 24 hours, in a weekend, and say who it's for. So that is your niche, your topic, checking profitability, keywords and searches, how to search through Amazon for different profitable topics, your title and your subtitle, all covered. I'll see you in part two.